Awakening with Brahmakumaris. Namaskar. Welcome to Awakening with Brahmakumaris. We're talking about soul connections, and Sister Shivani is with us.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. We spoke about children right from the day they're in the mother's womb and how they're affected by everyone's thought. Absolutely. The mother's thought, the father's thought, the siblings, children. How, because also I remember you said that the child in the womb does not have a body, so it is soul conscious.
It has a body, but it's not got yet attached to the body because it's a new costume.
Okay, so it is soul conscious. That we are trying to become soul conscious now. Also, we spoke about the kids once they're born, how we create sanskaras and the false belief in them.
True.
Okay. Sister, one of the points I wanted to ask you is about the child who feels that I was always unwanted. Maybe your parents wanted a son and you have a daughter, or maybe there was a lot of fear behind while the child was in the mother's womb, that how would they wouldn't be able to take care of the child, the expenses, etc. So there is some kind of an unwanted kind of a feeling in the child. That grows till that pattern is cut, for some people for years and years and years, till they die.
Yeah, we've seen typically if someone feels they're unwanted or rejected, then they kind of start feeling that in almost all relationships. And because now we understand flow of energy, so the vibration I create is the energy that I give out, and that's the energy that comes back. So if I have this sanskar of feeling rejected, so I automatically send out that energy. You see, suppose with you I feel I'm rejected. Now I'm not with you, but I'm with someone else in another relationship. But my sanskar is created of feeling rejected. So a slightest indifference from the other person, the other person talking to someone else or taking care of someone else, I'm going to feel rejected.
Oh, I'm unwanted.
I'm unwanted. If I was stable and strong, that same behavior of the opposite person would not make me feel rejected. So it's not about other people's behavior. It's about my pattern that has been created, and then I start feeling everyone rejects me.
Is this also a false belief, or is it a belief?
It is my sanskar which is there. So normally also we've seen, let's say I have a sanskar of anger, so slightest stimulus creates anger in me. Similarly, the slightest stimulus here creates a feeling of rejection in me. But then I keep on living in that victim mode, thinking, people don't like me. I have been rejected. But it's actually not about the people. It's about my sanskar, and if I change that sanskar, the same people, the same situations, and I'm going to be very comfortable.
But with each incident like this,
it gets reinforced, no?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. The personality trait of being feeling unwanted becomes stronger and stronger and stronger each time.
A sanskar is a very, if it's an uncomfortable sanskar, if it's a sanskar which causes pain, then it's very dangerous, because with every situation, the pattern, the groove gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And then the deeper it gets, the smaller the stimulus I will get provoked.
And the deeper it gets, the more difficult to
change it. Yes. So that's why self-awareness is very important. Now let's say there is somebody who feels unwanted.
No, but people speak, when they go to a doctor or a psychiatrist. So many friends of mine, they feel, even if they don't get a proper seat somewhere along, they've got some kind of a feeling, look, I'm unwanted, I'm inferior.
That is what, like you said, suppose they just don't get a seat somewhere properly.
Yeah.
Somewhere they were not given the respect which they think they should get.
Even if I go with, say, the President of India tomorrow, definitely he's going to get a little more attention, or including. And if I have that kind of a trait, if that's sanskar, I'll say, nobody talk to me, look, I'm unwanted. They never understand, but this guy is the president of India.
No, but you cannot. Your understanding of situations and people is through the filter of your sanskars.
Yeah.
So, how will I understand anything? A sanskar is like a filter. And through the filter of my sanskars, my every thought gets created. Suppose I meet you and I interact with you, then I'm actually not knowing you as you are, but I see you through the filter of my sanskars. So let's say my sanskar is doubt, then I will doubt every action of you.
So everyone
it's nothing
sees
to
me.
do about your integrity.
So everyone sees me through their own filter.
Absolutely. Everyone sees everyone through their own filters, and that's why the same person is different for different people. Let's say you're one individual, and let's say I get along very well with you, and someone else will not get along well with you at all.
And what about my own filter? I see myself with.
You see yourself through your filter, and you see other people through your filter.
So if I have the trait of feeling unwanted, or I mean, if I have confirmed to myself, I was born like this and I am unwanted, then my filter for myself is also like that?
Yeah, that is only the filter. You feel unwanted, so that's your filter. And now with everyone, you're going to get that feeling.
And then what do I do?
So you have to change your filter. What do you do if the filter is not right?
You clean it.
Change the filter.
Change the filter,
Yeah,
clean the
don't
dirt.
clean these filters. Just change them
We
totally.
do clean our filters
It's
for
like a
water.
lens. You know, it's like a lens. It's the color that you're wearing here, your color of perception. You will see everyone through that. You know, like there are some people who doubt people. There's some people who trust people. So it has nothing to do with the other people. If my nature is to trust, then I will just trust. 10 people will keep telling me, don't trust people so much. They
Don't
will
doubt people so much.
but I will say, no, but you know, they are like that. But it's not they are like that. It's my sanskar. So it's important that if somebody feels unwanted, let us sit and change that sanskar. And again, self-counseling.
So
It's
I
an
have-
image that got created when I was a little child. Now I need to stop, take out time and change and create a new image. Okay, understanding that yes, my parents were stressed when I was born. Yes, my parents wanted a daughter, but a son was born to them, or vice versa, whatever. But now talk to yourself. But my parents really love me. Everyone around me loves me. And I love everyone. This was a thought which they created when they didn't even know me. But now, after the relationship was developed, they've really taken care of me. Look what all they have done for me. This is a conversation that I have to keep on having with myself every day. Every day. And then that thought, if it arises, you know, especially if I just see them taking a little more care of the other sibling, and immediately that thought will arise. They love him or her more than me. Stop.
And then do what?
Don't let that chain of thought go.
How do you replace?
Replace, no. They're just taking care of him right now, but they love both of us the same. We have to change the thought. Actually, we've never looked at our thoughts. And so we kept on and on creating them. And every thought getting created again and again like that was becoming.
Do we replace it with a positive thought?
Yes, I replace it. Yeah, because if you don't replace it, and you try to only delete it,
Then
it
there'll be
won't
another
work.
bond.
It won't work, no?
It won't work.
Because I have to, replacing the thought means making myself understand what's the truth. So I have to replace. Let's say, suppose you're feeling low, and there is a particular reason for it. So I cannot just come and tell you, stop feeling low, stop feeling low. It won't happen.
So
Stop
what do
thinking
I do?
about
So
it.
what do I do? I say, I also have to tell myself, stop feeling low.
Yeah, but how will I stop feeling low?
How?
When I change the thought which is making me feel low.
Sometimes
There
you
is
don't even
something.
know.
That I have to stop and check what is the thought. We already saw that sometimes we are not able to see ourselves on the level of thoughts. We are able to see our emotions. Rewind Sit,
Go back.
stop. What is on my mind?
Why am I thinking,
We just
feeling
have
like
to
that?
stop and check. We'll be able to see what is on the mind.
Supposing if you're feeling low, you start, you shift to, you put on music and start dancing. Is that a better thing?
If you run away from your emotions and you go on to watch TV or movies or whatever, you're not healing the pain. You're
Yeah.
only
In the
distracting your
yeah,
mind.
In the last episode you said
Yeah,
that.
and the more you distract your mind, the more you're wasting time. Let's say I've hurt myself here. It requires healing. But I'll say, no, let me watch a movie for 3 hours. So 3 hours,
I wasted.
no, the wound.
It's not healed for 3
no,
hours.
and see, the infection is just spreading probably to the rest of the body. I wasted 3 hours. And because in those 3 hours, I didn't experience pain, I said, okay, now let me watch another movie. Let me now go on a holiday. Let me spend time with so-and-so. Because all the time that I do all these things, this knee doesn't pain. And that's all that I want. I don't want the knee to pain. So as long as my knee doesn't pain when I'm doing all these things, why shouldn't I do all these things? And we kept on looking for things
And
in the
side by
name of
side,
happiness. The infection was spreading, and somewhere it's probably
Pain.
going to reach all over. And I said, no, but as long as it's not paining.
then the unbearable pain.
And it was such an illusion that just because while watching the movie it was not paining, we thought the movie was healing it. And then we said, stress busters, go for a movie, go for a holiday, go for aerobics.
Drink, smoke.
So we thought they were stress busters because they were healing the pain.
Everybody does this. Okay, you go for a game of golf, you'll feel better. You go to the bar, you'll feel better. Go for a movie is a very common thing.
Everyone's going to no. People are addicted to television today. That's only because they don't want to feel the pain. So you come back from work, you've had a lot of things going on in the mind throughout the day. Just come and sit in front of the television in the name of entertainment. Just so that everything that was playing on my mind during the day will now stop, because I want to experience happiness.
Thinking of talking about entertainment, suddenly I thought, I was thought of children today. When they continuously watch and the parents are very happy, switch on the TV and do whatever they want. What is your point of view about that?
We've seen many times that every piece of information that we take in creates our thoughts. And we've discussed that watching television or reading the newspaper, quality of information is more towards the negative today. Whether it's violence, whether it's people cheating each other, or all those kind of things. That's what's there on television. Even cartoons today are quite violent.
Of course, they're the most violent.
Even the video games that children play today,
wars and killings.
they're violent. And every piece of information I take in creates my thoughts. And my thought creates my destiny. So should I be careful of the kind of information that I take in? Now, if I sit for 2 hours before the television, my mind and intellect is totally with what is going on the screen. And that movie or that serial or whatever, the cartoon, has the power to control my mind and my emotions.
Okay, when you watch that cartoon, that cartoon is controlling my mind?
Don't we emote the same as what the characters in the movie are emoting?
Oh, I didn't see, I never thought from this point of view, Asha. Not
We
about
can
the
cry
control.
with them, we can laugh with them.
Yeah, I thought we get involved, but
So we get involved means our emotions are the same as their emotions.
Yeah, but when you said, use the word, the line controlled, suddenly it makes a lot of difference to me.
No, today the character on the television has the power
To control.
to control my emotions, because while I am with that character, I am not able to create my own feelings. I'm not able to smile if the character is crying. And which means I am losing my control over my own power to create thoughts and feelings. And I say it's natural if this character is crying, It's natural for me to be hurt. Now, for some time, this happens in front of the television. It happens in front of the movies. But from there, we start losing our power to be able to create our own thoughts and feelings in any situation. So initially, it's the character on the TV screen, and then very soon, it's the character sitting opposite me.
Okay, if somebody is crying, I thought that if you don't feel what the other person feels, that you are not being sensitive. You're being very, very mean and very selfish. And I thought it is just natural that when somebody else is crying, maybe somebody's father died or somebody's narrating their own pain and starts crying. And don't you think if my tears flow, isn't it natural?
One is if the scene is on television, and then the second is if the scene is in my actual real life. Now, initially I lose my power with the screen drama because we watch a lot of television, lot of movies, lot on the internet, all kinds of media. Today, if we are saying that today we are experiencing more stress than what the generation 20 years back was, it's because they did not have that kind of media which we have today. And then we say, oh, it's because of media. No, it's not because of media. It's because media is available with all kinds of emotions, and we are choosing to be sucked into those emotions for 2 to 4 to 6 hours a day. Even if I watch 2 hours a day of any serial or a movie, for 2 hours, I'm losing my ability to create my thoughts and feelings. I create exactly what gets created there. Unless, of course, we master the art of watching it in a detached way, which is also possible. Watch a cricket match for 8 hours, and for 8 hours, we lose our ability to feel what we want to feel. We can't feel anything independent of what's happening on the screen.
I can't believe this.
Are people able to feel independent of what's happening in the cricket match? No. They're totally in that. So which means I'm attached.
With every ball the bowler bowls, with every shot the batsman hits, they have a emotion accordingly.
Accordingly. Which doesn't mean don't watch cricket match. Which doesn't mean don't watch TV. But master the art that your mind is still yours. Because otherwise, the mind is losing its ability to retain its creativity, to think what it wants to think, even if something is contradictory to what I want to
It's the power of control, our own control on our own mind.
It's the power of being creative. See, in the name of natural, I was allowing my mind to be controlled by what was on the screen. And then my mind started losing its power.
The stability of my mind is definitely not there.
It's gone, no? Stability means what?
My
stability
control.
means
my power.
Stability means to be able to choose what I want. That's stability.
That is power.
Yeah. Suppose you get angry right now with me. Stability would mean to be able to choose peace in the face of anger. But how will I be able to choose peace in the face of real character anger? When I was getting angry, if you're getting angry on the screen. When I was crying, if you were crying on screen. And that too, who are the people crying on screen? I don't even know them. I know it's a character. I know it's a story. I know everything. And yet my mind lost its control to them. So what will happen when that mind comes into real life drama?
Yeah.
And when I say, but you said this to me, will I be able to retain my stability?
Sister, I have a question. Say about 60 years back, there was no television. Parents used to hardly allow you to see films and movies, and people were still the same. They would cry when the people would cry. They would cry when they would say bye-bye to a friend in the railway station or at the airport, and they would even say bye to the aircraft and start crying and weeping. What about that stability at that
See,
time?
again, we're talking about 20 years before, 50 years before, 100 years before. Definitely, even 20 years before, there was pain. There was. There were emotions. We were getting angry. We were getting tensed. But let's compare the magnitude. 20 years back, if one person left from one city and went to another city, okay, that was that waiting period. So I would probably get upset here. But after that, okay, wait, that when they reach there after 5 days, then they will send a letter. And then the letter will take another 10 days to reach here. And then I will come to know they have reached safely. Okay. Today, we take a flight from one city to the next, which is like probably an hour's flight or 2 hours flight. And we have to see the scene when the flight is landing at the airport. The air hostess is saying, please keep your mobile switched off. But no, those 2 minutes, and you will find people quietly switching on their mobiles to message that they have reached. And over there, the people at the other end are already trying, okay, it's 9 o'clock, by this time the flight should have reached. Level.
So what is this? I mean, what is wrong in this?
In fact, it's easy. Life's become comfortable. We are reaching in 2 hours and we have a phone to inform each other. But yet my level of patience...
Zero. So this is
And
again
then
the stability.
we will say, oh, it's because of the mobile. So many people today say, my mobile is the cause of my stress. No, it's not. It's not. It's a very useful gadget.
So then we can't say that the television is the cause
Television is not the cause of stress. Not at all.
So what do we do with the children? We're talking about the
First,
child.
we will have to master the art, and whatever we do, they will do. See, again, in terms of the quality of information on television today. Okay, earlier there were movies. Today also there are movies. Earlier there were serials, and today there were, you know better, the difference in quality. Earlier also there were news channels, but not like this 24/7.
Hundreds
The
of
same
channels.
news repeated, showing people crying and in pain. And here people are sitting. When the terror attack took place at Mumbai, it took place in Mumbai. A few thousand people got affected. Another few thousand people's families got affected. Why was the country, so many people went into depression? Only because they sat for 4 days in front of that screen and lost their ability to detach their mind from the emotions which they could see on the screen. And there were people crying there.
You're so right. The other day there was a very uneducated gentleman, I mean, who never studied. He had to go to Bhopal and he said, I have to go to the airport. I said, how will you reach? Look at the television. There's so much of flood, so much of water. He just said, Mr. Oberoi, they show only one shot full of floods and repeat it again and again. There won't be so much of a problem. I will go. And he reached. Yeah. So they repeat that small thing which hits and hits and hits the major thing.
Yeah, but now I, while watching, will have to be aware, no?
Like he was aware, in spite of not being a...
Most important is not aware of what is actually happening, aware that whether I watch it for 5 minutes or whether I watch it for 2 hours, I have to practice to detach and watch it. And it just requires little awareness. Little awareness, see yourself that my emotions are not the same of what's happening on the screen. And so what we do, the children have started doing at a very early age. They have started getting consumed by those emotions even before they have learned the art of creating their thoughts and feelings. At least we started getting a lot of this media when we were 15, 20, 25. They're getting it when they're 1, 2 years old.
Sister, I am now being aware of the time. So it's time to wrap up for today's episode, and I think we need to continue the same subject in the next episode. I have still many questions to ask. Till then, a short meditation.
Let's watch television and see how do we watch it.
Okay.
Let's sit back comfortably and let's look at the screen of our mind. Scene after scene, actors playing their part. Let me remind myself, it's only a drama, and every actor is choosing to create according to their role. But as I watch them playing their role, let me be aware that my thoughts and feelings are my creations. I am the audience. I'm only an observer. And as I observe, let me take care that I'm not consumed by those emotions. As I'm watching what is happening outside, I also take a moment to watch what is happening inside me. And carefully choose only those thoughts and feelings which create happiness and love. And as I do this, it's my first step to becoming a detached observer. Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Feeling of rejection created as a child becomes the sanskar of the soul. Then even in other relationships, whether at home, work or friends, the individual tends to feel unwanted. Our sanskars influence our thinking patterns. Every time we respond in the same manner, we are deepening the sanskar. Then the slightest stimulus creates the same response. Our sanskars are the filter through which we perceive every situation and then create thoughts in response to our perception. Self-counseling is to gradually change our thoughts, then our responses to situations will change, and thereby changing our sanskar. Thoughts, action, sanskar is a cycle. While we are watching television, we create the same emotions as the character, and at that time, our mind loses its power to create feelings of our choice. If you wish to discuss your problem or have a question to ask or want to know your nearest Rajayoga meditation center, write to us at awakeningwithbks@gmail.com or call us on 099 99 744 555.